Secure the Wagyu.
We're live currently.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 18 of Arc 2 of Better Than Heroes. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 7 Tohr-Kreen fighter.
I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play Flute, a.K.A. the Windrider, a human bard.
I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 7 Moonboy.
My name's Beef Seeker, and I play K.A.I. I play Aaron Urist, who plays K.A.I. Hammerstein, the level 7 Artificer.
Do you seek the beef?
Do you seek the beef?
Okay, it is Beef Seeker.
Yeah. Aaron's been weaving a kind of a meta narrative throughout
I'm
his
doing
life
my art.
that has to do with the Beef Seeker and his quest. What is it, Aaron? Why don't you
If
tell
you
him?
know, you know. You have to defeat Black Angus and secure the Wagyu.
Oh boy, I am not getting through any of my notes tonight. I'm Harlan Kelly, and I'm the DM and also the Moon Girl. Tonight I'm playing the Moon Girl, so that's where we are.
In just a few minutes,
And-
we are going to play some 5e Spelljammer inspired Dungeons and Dragons. But first, our show is brought to you by Big Top Productions.
Big Top Productions!
The biggest, the toppest. It is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell.
Woo!
And it is directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions.
Tiger Moon.
Now, let's see if Aaron can get through last week's recap.
Last time on Better Than Heroes, upon grandchild Moon of Garden, the crew descended into Ventress's vault in search of the Moon Girl, Laloon. In a room full of empty picture frames, the party spoke with a magical painting of a beholder, who was in fact a powerful real-world entity named Captain Thuturis Argus Powerface. The crew flattered and placated Captain Powerface, and he agreed to keep their presence in the vault a secret if they would promise to finish their business there post-haste and journey to the planet Hecatha's highest mountain to become his supplicants and work to disrupt the Mind Flayer power structure. After pillaging Ventress's desk, the crew discovered and pulled a secret lever, which transported them all to a golden room with 4 doors, and a shimmering golden orb in its center. As K.A.I. began to inspect the orb, it began to move, and a golden naga, a snake guardian, covered him in a gout of poison. The crew battled the naga and overcame it, pulling a circular key rune from its body, which seemed able to slot into one of the room's doors. Klik reached past the gateways with telepathy and was answered behind the moon door by a voice claiming to be Laloon. Moonboy slammed the key rune into the door, and at long last the crew of the Dinger was face to face with a small shining visage, that of the moon girl Laloon. We did it! We found her! Now what? What answers will she have? And how do we get out of here? Where's the Dinger? Do you think the fish people are okay? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes!
Impressive. One. Hi, hello. So, you, the crew, standing at the bottom of this dungeon after this big old long day that you all have been through, have found the key to this door, opened it up, it's dropped down, and you see in front of you the Moon Girl, kind of highlighted by this garden scene that is behind her, just like flower beds of flowers spilling over the edge of these box beds on the ground here. And it's an odd scene because you go from this like warm orange glowing room and there's just this doorway that leads into this lush green landscape that you can see. And I'm gonna just go ahead if you all want to peek at your roll 20 here. I'm gonna throw up the art for the Moon Girl right here and now. You can see it. It's up on the Twitch feed. Jordan, you've really outdone yourself with this
I
one.
love her.
Oh my god, it's so
What a
good.
special little lady. Who's calling this grown lady a girl? Freaking moon grandma.
Moon Ma's
nanny.
pretty good. Yeah.
Moon ma.
They are moon children. We are all moon girls and moon boys.
Nana.
Unless you're in the government, and then you're a moon dad or a moon mom.
And so this figure, this wonderful, jolly, wizened figure is standing in front of you, and she says, I'm so glad that you all are here. Come. And she kind of like turns around and walks toward the flowers. Like along this path.
It says the moon girl.
Should we brace this door with something so we don't get shut in here?
Well,
She responds, no, it will seal itself once you walk through, and anyone who comes after will have to defeat the Naga, which is quite the racket, so we'll hear them coming.
Wait, the
She
Naga
says,
isn't
how
I
defeated?
don't think the Naga's going to be stopping anyone else from...
It will
we killed it.
It will
pretty good.
respawn itself. It will respawn itself as soon as the door
Really?
shuts. Usually it
Wow.
takes about 7 days for Nagas, but with this one, it's as soon as one of the doors shuts. So not very fun.
Yes.
Well, how will
Gross.
we leave this room?
Well, you killed it once, right? You can kill it again. She says she's like purely walking away. She's like yelling these things behind her.
Just like standing in the doorway, but I'm looking at Klik and K.A.I like.
Yeah, Windrider, we'll kill it again. That's what moon people do. I've got to go. I have to follow her.
We'll get trapped. I'll just
The fish
wait
people?
here. I'll just make sure the door doesn't close.
She turns around
fight-
and opens her eyes real big and goes, Flute, Whimteaser, get in here. It will be fine. I promise.
Wow, she used her full name and title.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hop forward. Whoop.
Yeah, once you're through it just like almost falls down from the top of the doorway and seals itself behind you.
Weren't we trying to get her out of here?
I don't
Not
know.
like that
She
you
doesn't-
want. You all are beat up, and she interrupts you, Moonboy. She's like, you're beat up, you're all bruised, you're out of spells. Come, I have tea.
Oh.
She's got tea.
I'm going to sort of push the moon boy forward. Like, go on.
I'm going. I'll have some tea. I'm a moon boy,
Yes, it's apparent in your name.
right? But well, you're a moon girl, and we're the only people left from, the moon, our moon society, and I have lots of questions, and I don't know. Don't we need to be leaving? Don't we need to get
She
you away?
stops. She stops in like kind of like this cross section of, and you can see now as you all have fully stepped in here too, that there's like a small field basically of different flower beds, and there's different arrangements of it. There's kind of like a small stack of them in one section. There's just like fields of flowers here and there, like more like straight up in the ground flower beds. Just this different variety, and you've never seen anything like this. Because there's such a variety of flowers, and you can see that some of them are like these like long spindles that come up, but they seem to move in a wave. There's like groves of them, and like each section of the different flower boxes seem to have a different little tiny ecosystem within them. And she goes, you're eager. I understand. I am eager too. And she kind of turns around and she does a little whistle. It's like just a real quick one. Damn it, I'm pretty good at that, and I missed it in that moment. Hold on, just for the edit later. And
We'll get
there,
it closed.
these tiny, you see like something almost like start coming out of the ground in a couple of the flower beds, and your adventuring brain is like skeletons, as it's like. but it's pretty like rusted furniture. That's like a couple like stools and like a chair like shakes itself, the dirt off of itself. And they wiggle themselves over to the like 4-way cross section here and plant themselves down. She goes, "Thank you." And she sits down in one and she goes, "Okay, join me.
Out of game
I
question.
do so.
Is this the furniture from Valerie's one shot?
No, that is a.
I was excited. I was hoping for a cameo by this.
No, and I only decisively say that because I spent a very long time on timelines this weekend, and I'm like, I know exactly the answer to those questions.
Cool.
Fair.
But cool
Yeah, I'll
question.
take a
The Moonboy definitely does so. He takes a seat immediately.
Sure,
I think
sit
he's
down.
enchanted by all of this. I think he's, looking at the flowers and taking these all in.
I'm gonna bend over to Moonboy.
Ask her if she likes pickles like you do.
Do you
I
like
think that's racist.
He will.
Do you like pickles? Do we all like pickles?
Yes, sliced but on sandwiches. No, I'm a big fan of the juice, but if I eat too many myself, I get sores in my mouth.
Yes, the sores are an added benefit.
I would disagree, she says, as this like tiny little moon orbits over. She looks around and she kind of like leans over and grabs a stalk of a nearby flower. And are all of you like kind of like sitting down with her now?
I think Klik standing behind them, like is joining the party, but is still standing.
Oh, you're sitting like a cool girl, I see. She says, looking up at you, kind of as you like leaning against the chair.
I just prefer to stand.
Okay, I'm glad you're making yourself comfortable. And Talon is also like has sat for a second, but kind of like fidgets and sits up and is like looking at you like she's kind of like making eye contact with you, like what the fuck is this?
Our enemies are close behind us. I would love to have tea, but are we sure we have time? Do you know a way out of here?
She pulls out this she like leans over and pulls out this flower that it looks like an ivy, but it has these like the leaves are dark green, but they're kind of like black and red too, and there's a you can see there was a bloom here that it's kind of withered away, and she pulls it out and she looks at you, Kai, and goes, "Do you know what this is?"
Do I know what it is?
You can roll a nature check or a medicine check.
12.
This is Heartlock. I can tell from your gaze at it you do not know.
I do not know.
This
Hotlock knew it.
is Heartlock. Yes.
Just kidding.
A plant that is sometimes mythical, but it's used to heal heartache. Did you know heartache could be healed like this? I did not.
No.
Yes.
What kind of?
Kind of romantic, isn't it? She says, like, sniffing it.
It's poetic.
If you crush it up, there's a nectar inside of here. It does not taste wonderful, but it does have an interesting taste.
An interesting taste, you say?
She's just up here getting baked on Heartlock all day.
And this
What?
will help us escape?
Oh, from maybe the clutches of love that is unrequited, yes.
Why don't... I mean, do you want to escape?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I can, yes. Oh, forgive me.
Are
can?
you being kept here?
She kind of like, she's like, forgive me. I've been alone for a long time. I have been waiting here for you, Moonboy, for
Yes.
many, many years. And I am so glad that you are finally here that I am just wishing to savor this moment. And I'm wishing... You are safe for right now. I know where the Meridian Tract is. I know how far away they are.
They're
And
coming
I
to
am
kill
not
you.
worried. Yes.
Do you know where the dinger is?
Yes.
Are they safe?
No.
Where are they? We have to help them.
Pirates have taken them over.
No. That's bad.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting a bit confused and kerfuffled. Let me start again. I'm happy you're here. We will all leave together. I am not worried. What do you need from me? She says as she kind of like ruffles herself in her chair and kind of like settles in amongst all of these like different sets of flowers that are like purple and blue and green, and she's like kind of like smiling at this point. She's like, what
Well,
you
I
need?
am.
Back to our ship. If they've been taken over by pirates, we have to go right now.
Yeah, we have to help them.
Yes, of course. You should probably sleep first. You're quite exhausted.
yes, we could rest. I need.
Do we have time?
I mean,
How
The
many
meridian-
days can we go without day after day of not having time to rest?
the Meridian Tract will not be here. You have time to sleep. Does that answer your question?
We're no help to the Dinger without rest.
It's true.
Yeah, well,
I'm surprised
there
you
might
didn't
not be a
die getting in
crew
here.
To save if we take too long.
The pirates that they are with are more interested in ransom and the value of the assets they have than slitting throats.
Does all this seem to be on the level?
Oh, you can absolutely do an insight check.
Can I do one as well,
We all
or
do one.
assist the Moon Boys?
Go crazy.
I mean, I think she's telling the truth, but just for fun.
5.
I got 20 dirty.
11.
Andrew, do you not trust me that much?
I got a 13.
Yeah, with that, Aaron, what'd you get? 5? Yeah. I want to harp on that for a second. This tiny being, you know Moonboy, she is deeply perplexing to you. Just confusing. Because you can't quite read her at all. She's kind of like throwing you for a loop.
I think he's ready to believe anything that she says.
Yeah. And then, Flute, you have like a very comforting sensation because you've seen a lot of people lie. You know, you've seen a lot of people be overly confident, and she is just smooth-handed right now. She's in her element. She knows what the hell she's talking about. It's comforting to you that she's in charge.
Cool. But it doesn't seem like magically comforting, just like naturally comforting.
No, I mean, yeah, sorry. I'm really actively, as a DM, trying to tell players what their characters... Not tell players what their characters feel. She comes off as being a warm, inviting person who is very confident in what she is saying to the point where it's not bravado. It's just, like, second nature.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You've been waiting here
Yes,
for the Moonboy.
that's correct. I'm so happy you're here, she says, and looks over at you.
I'm happy to be here, the Moon Girl. I have so many questions. I don't remember much from the before times, but I remember the moon, and I remember the moon going away, and there was a horrible moon cataclysm, and everybody, I don't know, did they die? Are they alive? Where's the moon? I have so many questions.
Cutting straight to it, then. Most of them are dead. But they are not all dead. And that is the thing many have worked hard for. And I left before the world was spun away. But I've heard that many like you have survived. I've met a few of them. But I am especially... I've thought a lot about meeting you. And I have waited here for this moment to be able to answer the questions that you have and guide you where you wish to go. So what questions do you have for me, Moonboy?
Where's the moon?
It's in your hat. It is right here.
Right,
She
but
says
where's...
to the moon floating around.
What happened to our moon? What happened to the big moon? Where did it go? The moon. Why did it leave? Why did it leave them all?
She looks kind of like past you for a second. And then she makes eye contact with you and holds it for a second. And she goes, "Do you want to have this conversation in private or in front of your friends?"
We can have it here. They're fine. They've, anything. They've seen me eat very weird things. I hide nothing from them.
Not much intimacy like eating in front of people you care about. I understand.
That's the things I've eaten.
She looks at you and leans forward on her cane and goes, your world was destroyed. Our world was destroyed. Lunastera was intentionally broken apart. And the moon left. It shattered itself into pieces. There's much debate about whether this was the wrong decision or the right decision, but it was made and it has happened, and you should know.
What do you mean? It's dead? It's gone? I don't understand. Can we fix it?
Do you want to bring your world back exactly how it was? Is that your wish?
Yes, I suppose so. Maybe not exactly the way it was, but I don't know why, but I feel very bad that all of the moon children died, and I want to fix it.
She turns around and looks at the garden bed behind her, and she points at it, and you see this little spark of light come off of her finger, and there's just a as a big fireball hits and lands on that garden bed and just burns it immediately and entirely. And she goes, I cannot fix any of those flowers, but I can clear that land and plant new seeds in it. And I think this is what you should do, Moonboy. This is my advice to you, she says kind of sharply for a second. Mm-hmm. Find where to plant your moon. Don't try and rebuild the moon that once was. But I'm just an old woman, so many people discard my opinion for many less credible reasons. It is not impossible for you to rebuild the moon, but if from one moon person to another, you could never have what once was. Anyway, any more questions? She says, looking around.
No, I suppose that's it.
How does one plant a moon?
Well, with some sort of moon seed. I also... I can't help but notice that you've got a little moon there.
Yes, Jeffrey.
That is a good name for a moon.
Thank you. He picked it out himself.
What's the deal with that little
Oh! Sorry, that's really cute.
What it was.
Sorry.
This tiny little moon that's orbiting her head, it kind of stops its orbit for a second and kind of it has no face, but it turns and looks at you in a way that you can just tell is looking at you, even though it does not have a face or eyes. And she goes, Jeffrey, be polite. He's quite ill-tempered. Yes, he is a bit of Lunastera that I brought with me. When I left, I am like you. It is hard for me to be away from my moon for too long, and this is a piece of Lunastera that I will forever hold in my heart.
cool.
His name is Jeffrey.
Hello, Jeffrey. Lunastera, huh? This was the name of our world. I remember it. Sort of.
She
It's
looks
like
at you
an
and
old taste.
she goes, I apologize. This is I should have asked you this question at the beginning. How much do you know about Lunastera? And how much do you want to remember?
Well, I imagine I'd like to remember everything. I remember the moon, and I remember the other moon girls and the moon boys, and then I remember that there were the moon dads and the moon moms who were in charge, and I remember that they lied, and I remember they could have stopped it, and then I remember waking up, and I remember being on the Dinger, and I had terrifying powers. Do you know anything about the terrifying powers?
Yes.
Oh, what is it? Please, what is it? It screams in the night.
The forces of nature are a part of everything. And in the same way that some druids have an affinity for plants, and some druids have an affinity for animals that run around through nature. The moon is nature too. Rocks are nature. We are nature.
It's
And
true.
You don't stare at the sun your whole existence and absorb and reflect its light without feeling some of the terror that is burning apart constantly. And if you feel screams in the night, that's probably what that is. Does that answer your question?
Kind of.
What else would you... please help me. I have not talked to people in many years.
You're doing
So I-
wonderfully.
Good.
You're doing a great job. I don't know. I suppose I thought when I found you, I would find the answer to fixing everything, to going home, to finding all of everything. And now I'm finding out that there is no home. It's just gone. It's just gone.
What do you mean? What do you are here? You were going to rescue your ship? There are many homes for you to go to.
I suppose that's true. I
Look.
thought I could. I don't know.
She kind of like sidles herself up for a second, and she goes, "I wish to speak to him alone." She says, just kind of like up at the air. And
Is that all
just
right with you, Moonboy?
out of game, I don't feel like this is a moment where I need to kick you all off the headphones. I think like, but narratively, she is asking to speak to the Moonboy alone.
I'll look at Moonboy and see what his opinion
it all
of
right?
that is.
Yes, it's fine.
Right. Let's go
Okay.
look
Yeah,
at the flowers,
another
everyone.
room.
Yeah.
Kai, you see a very particularly like these like large bunches of purple flowers that are like rippling and moving. You can go check out if you like busy yourself with. In this little kind of like cross section here, she has the moon orbiting head. She goes, "Jeffrey, you too, Jeffrey," and it kind of like pouts for a second, "Jeffrey," and then it floats over and kind of just like follows you a little bit. Kai it just kind of like hovers behind.
Jeffrey, would you like to say hi to Bessner?
Oh boy, this is like
Bessner, would you like to say hello to Jeffrey?
it immediately just like kind of like starts to attack Bessner, but in a very like dogs playing way, and they just kind of like like Jeffrey at least is like sparring with her immediately.
That's wonderful.
So
We'll
yeah,
busy
you were
ourselves with that.
Moonboy, you're alone with Laloon for a second, and she looks at you and goes, "I feel I've been rude to you. You are such a sweet boy, and I have hoped to meet you for so long. I've held you in my head that I forgot that this is our first time speaking, and that I forgot that you do not know and have struggled with this mystery. So I want to apologize to you because I do not wish to rescue your tender heart.
That's all right. It's just you know, you like you say, you imagine things one way and they go a different way, and it's just, I guess I thought that we were rescuing you, and now it seems as though you don't really need rescuing, and I thought that maybe you were rescuing me from this place, and now it seems as though I'm not in need of rescue. I don't know. It's just also strange, and I'm not any closer to knowing who I was or what I'm supposed to be or what this is. And he sets on fire for a second and goes, "Ah!" and then sets it off again.
I peed a little, she said.
I
as
know,
she
right?
back here.
Me too. I pee every time.
Yes. Goodness. I have a question to ask you that I have to admit I am afraid to ask you.
Please. Do you want pickles? They think I didn't bring any, but I have some.
Honestly, there is a moment for pickles and this is it. So,
Fair.
please.
Yes, he slides emergency pickles out of his hat
Yeah.
and shares it with the Moon Girl.
I
Primo
love vinegar.
stuff.
I
Me
love
too.
vinegar.
And strange spices and herbs.
Good work.
Unctuous.
Do you want to know what your name is?
Yes.
I will say, I am a divination wizard. And I have a knack for knowing people's names. We have never met before, but I've known of you for a long time, and I do not think it is a surprise to you that your name is not the Moonboy. But I must say, you can be the Moonboy if you wish. I don't want to get you this information without the idea that you don't need to know. You can be the Moonboy, and that is okay.
I am the Moon Boy, and I will always be the Moon Boy. But there are these visions of this other person who haunts me, and I think I owe it to them to try to listen to what it is they're telling me. So yes, I have to know. Unless it's Kyle.
Shit.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not. I'm just pulling the
Okay.
leg. I had to do my joke.
It's fine, it was
It's been
good.
so long. I haven't done a joke.
I would have done the same thing.
Good. It makes that she laughs just like true belly, like old lady belly laugh, just like this is good. I've waited so long. And she touches your face. She's like, "May I?" She says,
Yes,
just
of
like,
course.
and she just
And
kind of
He does. He
puts that up
bites a
there.
little, but he doesn't
No,
catch any skin. Okay, I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
It's
A nibble is not
an
offensive.
instinct. Yes,
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to
She
be
says.
here. I know we've never met before, but it's like I don't know. It's like we're old friends or something. Do you know?
I do. I have many friends who I've never met and friends I will never meet again. So I do. And she says, "Your name is Cythereal Ethic of High Gazer. A High Gazer of Theradune. I know.
Whoa.
Cythereal Ethic," she says, looking at you, and again, just like making eye contact, and says it a third time. And she goes, "Cythereal Ethic."
Cythereal ethic.
Yes.
Wow.
Don't
Wow,
worry, I
that's
will write it down for you.
the whole. Yeah, could you message it to me?
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's a whole. It sounds
Can
like.
you moon text me?
I mean,
It's,
if I had a little moon, maybe you could send it to my moon.
my moon will get in touch with your moon. Yes. It's definitely not Kyle.
I have to. such a huge relief. I can't tell you what a relief that is.
She goes, most people used to call you Psi.
Yes, it makes sense. That sounds, again, like an old song, you know?
She says, you were one of the people who made the decision for the moon to go away. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that, because I have dreamt your dreams here and there. I felt the pain that you feel with your world being gone, and I thought about not telling you.
I wouldn't. The moon went away, that's why all those people died. I wouldn't do that. I don't want people to die.
Well then, I'll tell you what. I was not there. I could be wrong. But from everything I've found about Cythereal ethic, I know that is true. But I am one person, she says, like grabbing your face, and she says, do not listen to me. I am one version of the story. I just hold this in my heart, and feel like I have to tell you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it's good. This is good. It's good to know. Let's not tell the others, I suppose. Is she telling the truth?
You can do an insight check.
I will do so with guidance. Hit that guidance button. Hit that guidance button. Come on now.
You feel the flicker of light behind you as your hood kind of lights up, and then there's just like a little bit of moon energy guiding your gut here.
It's an 18.
Total?
Total.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She is being as honest as she possibly can to you. And she looks at you and says, I made this for you. And she pulls out a whittled whistle. It's just this like small wooden, like kind of like chipped, crudely carved whistle. And she's like, it makes like a little, like a little alien sounding noise, like when you blow in it. And she's like, I made this for you. There will be a time, I hope, where it comes in handy, just for comfort, guidance. She shrugs.
Thank you. And I know this is bad news. But thank you for telling me. It does feel like, even bad news is news. At least it's the end of a story. I have my answer. Thank you for the whistle, and I'm sorry for killing everyone, I suppose.
God damn it, she says, and she's like, nope. She does the whistle again, and you all, if she catches your attention, crew, she's like, come here. God, she starts swearing in like just gross gnomish, like, mother, shit, just like yelling in awful swear words. And that's basically the gist of it is get your asses over here right now to the rest of the crew.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Let's go over there.
She says she puts her arms up high here and with her cane in one hand, and she goes, "We're gonna go look at the night sky. Come with me." And she walks through these garden beds here. And you can see kind of like as you kind of crest the top of the hill, there is this cottage of sorts at the edge here that has a big wooden porch that with stairs on two sides of it, and she's walking toward it but totally dodges the stairs and walks to the left, and she goes, "Out back, come," And Talon is looking around like, what the fuck is happening? She's just like looking at you all like, what's... I thought we were... She's just super confused.
You hired us. I mean, you didn't hire us, but you wanted to come here?
Yeah, she says, I've known her as a sister, and she's one of the, like... She's like a powerful adventurer. I thought...
Right?
We would unlock her from a cage. I don't know what's going on. She looks at you all.
Neither do I.
Are you all following her behind the house?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. When you get back there, there's a large lake that's kind of like crested in the edges of this wall. Like this is the first time you've really noticed that you're in an enclosed area, because it goes up against the like far this like white ivory wall, but there's still like growth all around it, and you can see more patches of flowers. There's these like really red bobbly patches that go up around the lake, and there's another set of ivy kind of like set on one side. And you can see something like every once in a while moving in the this like segment of water. And she goes, "We're gonna have a talk with them," she says, pointing to the water and looking at you all.
Who? Who's in the water?
What?
She says, "I'm not sure if this will work. It's usually just me." And she goes, "Gosh, I'm beat," she says, and stretches her arms. And then nothing happens, and she looks at you all and says, "Tell him you're tired."
Oh, yes.
Sleepy.
I am actually tired.
I'm
Overcome by the
Sleep is
need
something
to...
I have done and
I-
wish to do now.
Simply must close my eyes and lay down
had
and
too much
do nothing.
soup.
Oh, my head longs for a pointy hat.
All right, everybody but Klik, roll a performance check. Klik, I need you to roll a deception check.
Sorry, everybody. I need this for myself. This guidance.
I got an 11.
Cool.
I believe that is a 15.
I also got a 15.
Cool. Well, I rolled a 14, so we got 2 successes. And Moonboy,
Yeah.
what'd you get?
17.
All right, there we go. With that, it looks like the water starts to boil, and all of a sudden there's just like rocks almost shooting out of the water here and there. But when they go up, they leave these white streaks of light, and they seem to go stick at the top of the ceiling. And with each one that hits, it seems to get darker and darker, and all of a sudden it's just like a up here. And when they all hit the sky, it looks like hundreds of tiny moons, and all of a sudden it's just dark throughout this area. The whole place, it just immediately turns from feeling like daylight to feeling like the night, and the sky is full of hundreds of tiny moons. And the moon girl looks around at you and goes, "Now." And she goes, like she forgot something, and she whistles, and she's like, "Hold on." And this like rusted, dirty furniture finally catches up with you all. Now that you're closer to the water here. And she says, "Sit again."
I do so.
I've answered some of your
I'm
questions.
already, softly snoring, kind of curled up there, by a bush. As soon as the lights went out.
I love that. So you've had quite the day. And she sits around with you all, and it's beautiful. Like it's like when it's snowed, and then there's a full moon, and there's still this like white light everywhere, but it's coming from all of these directions. And she looks there, and she looks younger in this moment. Like it just kind of like lit up, and she's smiling. She's fully in her element here, and she goes, "I have lived a long life, and I've listened to a lot of people talk. And I want to help you all. So, I want to... You're going to listen to me, damn it." And she, like, pulls out a little flask out of her robes and pops it and just, like... real quick, and then looks at you all, like, gauging your reaction, and if it feels fine, she's like, divination magic uses the practice of interpreting the signs and symbols that are all around us, and they coax a sound out of the deafening silence that is our future. Any user of magic is asking a question, she says, and looks right at you, Moonboy. And she says, a question in a language that is woven into the world. One that is older than any god or fiend or primordial. Anyone who casts a spell, arcane or divine, asking for permission. Permission for the rules we live by to be bent. We are asking for an exception to be made for us. This is true for any method of magic, and the schools of it are simply a sorting of these requests to make sure we aren't asking a butcher to mend our clothes or a blacksmith to fix our teeth. And she kind of like shivers, like, and like thinks for a second, and she looks at you, Flute, and goes, always get your teeth fixed by a cleric. Goodness. And then she kind of like continues on, like looking up at these many moons, and she says, we are making sure that when we measly little blips of sentimental fleshy goo ask all of reality to temporarily change itself, that we make our requests with tact, with humility, but yet with the bravery that is required to turn our fears of being powerless and insignificant into an affectionate awe of the world around us. It takes some certainty to turn worry into wisdom. And I may be biased, I would argue divination is the magic with the most audacious ask of them all. It is the magic of meddlers, the know-it-alls, and the cheating gamblers. It's quiet magic, though. A magic of waiting and listening. She looks right at you, Moonboy, with that, and she says, and still it is a bold ask for the unknowable ideas of our world to turn themselves inside out. How dare we ask for the magic to light the paths that are meant to be eternally darkened? She kind of waves around, looking at this darkened space that she has created. It shows our own ignorance that we would even ask time and fate to be nothing more than this cryptic puzzle for us to decode. Finding answers is only poking a pinprick in the fabric of our existence, creating a sliver of light for which we try to illuminate our world. And she just like stares off for a second. And then she looks at all of you, and it kind of like, it's Jeffrey, her little moon, lights up in this moment, kind of like backlighting her, and she looks at you and she says, and that's divination. Being given a drop of water and then being asked to describe the puddle it came from. Somehow you do it, because you always know anything that you will discover. For any moment that could possibly exist does exist. And it just depends on what you uncover on your journey. Part of what this blooming primordial soup is what you choose to stop and smell before you go. And you all wish to make the right decisions, yes, and each and every tiny minute of your life you try to make the right decision. It's terrifying. I understand. But if you would be so kind to take the advice of an old lady, know this. Divination magic is the love of being wrong. Joyfully walking into failure over and over. Looking up at the sky even when you're underground. And she gestures to the moons above her. It's always missing the boat, but never forgetting you or the ocean. Now, with that, I think I'll have another drink. And she takes a nip and she says, and I hope that you know, Moonboy, you have all the answers. I'm here to help you. I'm here to tell you what I know, but I've looked at the future for a long, long time, and I do not know yours. And then she kind of nods off for a second. Is like, oh, sorry. Anyway. That's it. I needed you all to know that.
All right. Can we?
So, you've been in here waiting for us. Working on your manifesto.
Yes, how did it go? I've thought about that speech
It
for a
was
very long
good.
time.
It was
Thank you.
nice. It was,
I'm not sure it helped you.
a little
Right.
flowery, but nice.
Well, I
You
can't
did
claim
wonderful.
anything else. That's all I am.
I'm
It's a little
joking.
flower.
I liked the pool drop metaphor.
She-
A droplet pulled from the pool, so to speak.
Is that a reference to something? I don't get it.
It's an inside
is.
joke. Thank you, Laloon. I think I understand. The Moonboy is going to walk away and walk back into kind of this first chamber they were in, and he's going to find a little corner and kind of curl up for some sleep. But before he does that, he is going to take off his hat, and he is going to peer inside, and he's going to talk to his friend the moon.
Cool. Just in a tiny second before you do that, when you walk back into this clearing, every flower that is in here is wide open. Before it was like this little, it just like looked kind of like a normal scraggly garden. It seems like every flower in here has opened wide up and seems to be a plant that is reacting to this moonlight. You just see these huge hibiscus-like petals from a lot of them. The vines are almost like wriggling and reaching out even more and up the sky. There's some like cone plants that have opened up and seem to be twice as high as they were before. So you walk back, whether you notice or not, but in a garden twice as lush as you
I
left.
think he notices. I think he specifically is feeling a lot of these old weird memories that he isn't quite sure are his. And I think he's a little terrified of it at this point because he might be the bad guy in his own story. But I think he does. He has this moment where he comes back in and he sees all of these plants, and it feels like this kind of something closer to a home than he's felt in a while, and he finds kind of this big strange plant with these big kind of flat leaves, and he curls up under one, and it feels he feels safe. And
Yeah, the plant almost like wraps itself around you, like fully just like reacts to you being there in a way that like vines wrap around an iron grate. It just like its leaves cozy up with you.
for sure. And he takes his hat off and he looks inside, and he says, "The moon? I'm calling you.
Hold on 1 second, Moonboy. I have to take this.
Is this a bad
The
time?
sun, it's the sun. I've been waiting for him to call me back.
You said you weren't talking to the sun anymore.
I wasn't, but you know how it goes.
I know how it goes. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. I suppose you heard. I suppose you heard all of that.
Yes, Moonboy.
Is it true? Am I Cythereal ethic? Did I help to send you away, the moon? Is it my fault?
Aaron, I want you to just totally run with this. I think I'm not going to guide you. You should go for it.
Okay.
You cannot make a wrong answer. Just do it. You got it. I'm serious.
Your real name is Kyle, Moonboy.
Son of a bitch. I fucking knew it. I felt it deep down.
Moonboy, what happened is not your fault. You did only what you thought was best, Moonboy.
But how can I
You
know
are
that?
Cythereal and Cythereal ethic.
I
And
know
you
it's
are
a
the
lot.
Moonboy. They are the same.
It's just...
You did not send me away.
But why did he do it? Why did I do it?
You were
Why
trying
would-
to keep the moon girls and moon boys safe. for the future.
But was I a moon dad? Was I a moon mom? What?
No, boy.
I'm simply a moon child.
You are the moon boy, and you are syntherial ethic. And the moon is gone, but you are here. And the answers that you found were not the ones that you've sought. But they are
Wow.
true.
Well, I'll tell you something, the moon.
Go ahead,
I don't-
Kyle.
Don't.
Sorry.
All right,
just fucking
it's
with
it's
you.
fine.
Just
If
trying
it's
to break
it's
the-
fine. If it's a bit, it's funny. But if
It's a
it's
bit.
not, then
No,
you need
it's
to
a
tell
bit.
me.
Your name is
Okay.
Ethereal Ethic.
Okay, right, that monster. That's better. You know, there's one thing's for sure, the moon. I don't think I'm going to like being Ethereal Ethic. And I don't think I am him anymore. I think I'll be the moon boy for now. Until I find out more about him. Also, the moon, don't tell the others. I haven't told them. It would be cool to have a name, but I'm not sure if I was kind of a war criminal or not yet, so.
No. I love you, Moon Boy.
I love you too, the moon. And he takes his hat off. And then he puts it back on. And then he goes to sleep and takes a freaking long rest.
Yeah.
Finally.
Before we cut to
Holy
break,
smokes.
Moonboy went off, and the Moon Girl, the Loon, looks at you, Flute, and goes,
Oh, I fell asleep for real.
"You wake up to the Moon Girl shaking your shoulder. She's nose to nose with you.
Smell like moon.
She's
Boundaries,
coked.
Moon Girl. That's
She's
a
coked one of
violation.
the stools over, like next to you, and is like standing on it, and is leaning up.
She's got
Excuse
her
me.
flask out.
How long was I asleep? I don't have my spells back, so it couldn't have been that long.
Flute, Whimteaser. Are you good?
I'm tired. Is that...
I know. I know. I mean, like, are you okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Because I am a warrior. And I am worried. And she kind of like takes some shells out of her pocket and shakes them in her hand and throws them in the dirt and doesn't even look at them and goes, "See what I mean? Not good for you.
What?
Are you okay?
What did they say?
What do you think they say?"
I'll look at him.
Clams? Were these clams?
Yeah, there's like some of them are pretty broken, and like one of them is like too long and is like definitely a bone. And I want you can make a Arcana check here. Absolutely.
Oh no, I don't think I would. Like no, I would just goofing, but
I know, but I still want you to.
Just for funsies, an 18.
Yeah, there's just a vague, like you are confused by what she is asking you, and so that alone is just probably perplexing because it doesn't seem to have any connection to what she's saying at you, and but still interrogating you. It's like,
Are Klik and K.A.I around here?
I don't know. What do you all think, Klik and K.A.I?
I don't think so. I think Klik's probably sitting
Yeah, I think we're
on the side of
letting
the
you
water.
sleep.
Yeah.
I could be summoned if needed, but I don't think I'm.
Yeah, I don't think I'm far, but I don't think I'm listening.
Okay, I was just curious. Yeah, I'm gonna rub the sleep out of my eye and kind of get my bearings and like.
Maybe you can help me with something, Laloon? You seem to know a lot despite being locked up in this vault.
I'm gonna take out the crumpled notes that I received and kind of like unfold them and like smooth them out, and I'm gonna be like,
Can you tell me who wrote these notes?
She takes them and looks at them and takes one finger and goes boop, and they all set aflame immediately and burn up. And she looks at them very intently and goes, "In your handwriting."
Yeah, but I didn't write them. Unless I'm losing my mind, I didn't write them.
Well, what do you think? If they're in your handwriting and you didn't write them, what does that mean to you?
Maybe I've got one of those mind flayer worms in my head. Can you tell that?
You do have two names. And she thinks, and she crumples them up, and she puts the ashes in her mouth and takes another swig of alcohol, and she's like,
Is that part of a ritual, or...?
Jeffrey! It stops orbiting her. She's like, Is there an intellect devourer in his head? And the moon breaks its orbit and just bonks you on the forehead, like, immediately. It like looks at you for a second and then just like goes straight in, and then comes back over to her and is like, no.
That's the method? That's just a...
Yeah, it's like checking a melon.
I have to admit, I already knew the answer before I asked Jeffrey, but I just love giving Jeffrey a moment to do shenanigans. He doesn't get to that often. He loves shenanigans. But no, there is an evil in your heart that I am worried about, and it may just be dark thoughts that we all have, but I sensed it, and I just wish you to know that about yourself. Anyway, I'm going to bed. There's a bunch of blankets on the porch. If you would prefer to kind of cozy up instead of sleeping in that chair, there's a nice mat on the side of the house. Don't come inside because it's a studio and I would appreciate my private space. But I know the others don't need to sleep, so if you would like to cozy up, just know there's a mat outside here. It doesn't get that cold. Anyway,
Right.
good night.
I have a question for you before you go to bed.
Sure.
Why did Ventress keep you locked in here?
Roll a persuasion check.
okay, 15.
She goes, "You had a crush on me." No, I'm just kidding.
She's the best one.
She looks at you and goes, "He thought I could see the future." That's why I needed to tell you that before, is that people think I can know the future because I am a very powerful divination wizard. But
Well,
It seems like he was correct.
I see many doors, and I peek into those rooms. I peek into the pantry, and she winks, and she goes, "But there's only one I ever walk through. Over and over again, I see the open doors, and I have to choose one to walk through, and I walk through it, and I walk through it, and I walk through it, and I never know what's in that room. It's not knowing the future."
Did you see Ventress die?
Yes.
Did you tell him?
No. You think I am bad because of that?
No, he did us a favor.
I hope you feel the same way tomorrow, she says. And
What?
yeah, I know I'm being cheeky Harlan, the DM, but also she actually says that, and kind of like
I'm just
walks
sort of
back inside.
stammering, like, what?
And she goes, I'm sleepy, and I'm excited for the future where there is coffee in the morning. Good night. And she says, like, and walks into her oversized door and shuts it behind her. And you hear, like, a knocking on the door for a second, and then the door opens, and Jeffrey comes out and just, like, wiggles around for a second, and then comes back in, and then she shuts the door. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. I'll take one of those mats and zonk out. Actually, I'm gonna lay there and not zonk out and ponder, and eventually go to sleep.
Cool. All right, let's catch a break real quick with that then, with you all finally getting a long rest. And you know what?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say this now. You don't have to do it now, but you absolutely level up.
Whoa.
Way beyond. For those of you keeping score at home, they're way beyond due. Truly, you got a long rest to level up, and so
Tremendous. Huge.
Yeah. So if you want to do any quick little jitting and jotting, is that? I don't know.
Oh
that's
my
a phrase.
god, this is huge.
Over
Huge.
break. We're taking a quick 5 minutes. We're gonna drink. We're gonna pee, and then we're gonna come back. We're not gonna level up. You can if you want to, but So I just want to make sure you all know that when you all long rested, you wake up leveling up to level 8. So, Case, get us out of here. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back to talk to the Moon Girl in the morning. Andrew quit the game.
He's gone.
He's so mad at Moonboy that he left.
Too much for him.
Level 8 was too much. He was like, I'm 7, I'm out. It was part of his contract. Yeah, so you all are leveling up real quick. You know, I'm totally flexible with like after this session, you all can like make tweaks. We're just leveling up kind of quick in the moment. So a fun little rule with hit points I like to do is you can roll your hit die, but if you do, you have to stick with whatever the result is. If you roll a 1 though on that dice, you could re-roll it forever. Like there's no getting a 1. If you get a 1, you can just keep re-rolling it until you get something that's not a 1. But if you get anything else but a 1, that's the number that you get to add to your hit points. If you don't want to risk it, you can just take the average dice roll. You can level yourself up.
Should we do it on stream?
I take the average every time because I am a coward and I don't want to.
Also, the averages
It's
in
fine.
D&D are good. They're better than the actual average. So
Yes.
It's truly it's truly a thing that is a homebrew rule that kind of doesn't make sense, but I love that if you want those extra hit points, you really got to risk it. So
I would also like to.
I risked it and blew it.
Oh no, not you of all people!
No.
here we go.
I'm
you worked
trying to
so
catch up.
hard.
I gotta risk it. I gotta try to. I gotta
Could have
try
been
to.
a big. It could have been a big jump. You're right.
Could have
You're
been
right.
a big boy.
Can we also shout out Case, who has managed to make the moon orbit around the moon girl's head
What?
Look at this
That's so
on the
sweet.
Twitch stream.
Case also made this like from when we have been live, and she's doing work on the side, and, and then also made this. She's amazing.
Just casually animating that while making the stream work.
We,
so
you know,
good.
shout out to Big Top.
my
We,
God.
you know, not to do the closing credits, but like we have folks like Case, we have folks like Jason Wardell, we have the amazing maps from Joshua Smith because we have
Heck yeah.
Big Top. So just amazing work. So yeah, if you have any quick questions, you don't have to do 100% of the leveling up right now, but I just thought it'd be fun if you do have any questions about your quick level up, hit me up. Let me know. If not, we'll start with this morning.
I'm definitely gonna do it after the fact, but I definitely think the Moonboy awakens from his kind of moonish cocoon slumber altered. I think he is tapping into some of his moonish, his latent moonish magical abilities. I'm toying with the idea of taking Spurfneblin magic, but we'll see.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. You and me, buddy boy. After this, before the next session, we've talked about this a couple of times. Let's make that moon gnome feat.
I love that.
Let's design exactly what it is, because
perfect. And we will do that for sure.
Anybody else? If not, we're gonna jump back into it.
I
think this is a fun part of the game.
So I assume I'm still like down 5 HP from being suckerfished, right?
You sure are. I appreciate that you've been keeping track of that because it is a long time since. But yes, absolutely.
Yep. I'm excited. I got to go up a little intelligence, which isn't usually important, so I super dumped that stat and then ended up being a psionics, and it's been rough. So
I
she's
appreciate the
learning.
RP of that, though.
It's
kinda
exciting.
Cool yeah, it's
that
kind of
she's
cool to
learning.
do stuff like that specifically for that, where it's like, oh, you get to see them like have to learn and adapt and stuff.
Yeah, she's not a brainy gal, so it's cool to like her modifier's only +2 now, so it's not like crazy, but like she's learning. It's cute.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you
Morning
straight up
comes
in
to
game.
K.A.I. Morning comes to K.A.I. and he has made culinary breakthroughs.
Yeah. Laloon comes out of her cabin with a pot of tea and like a platter full of cups for all of you, and she's kind of like groggy-eyed, and she looks at you, Kai. It's like very early in the morning, and she's like, "I smell something good."
Yes, I have prepared breakfast for everyone. May I present to you a dish called Eggs, Moonboy? These are the coddled eggs of the Luna quail.
He lays eggs?
Please let me finish. The coddled eggs of the Luna quail some pieces of sly gherkin, blood orange derivative particle with an all-sauce béarnaise, seared multi-ham, and hover crumpet.
Amazing.
Oh boy, hover crumpet. I think hit something inside my rib cage.
Jordan, I think this is our next email.
Please enjoy.
She,
Boy.
one of them maybe like floats over to her mouth, if that's fair, and she's like, with her hands full, she's like, delicious. Ooh. Ooh.
She gains 3 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
She does this wiggle that's like, ooh. Yes. You are something. She says, before everyone else is awake. I know, your maker. And she sets the tea trays down and she kind of like gestures for you to drink. Even though she knows, like, she's like, nah, I'm sorry, but just, like, participate in this ritual with me.
You know, my maker.
Yes. I don't know if I have this moment with some of my relatives where I accidentally, for some reason or another, wake up early on, like, a family vacation, and there's, like, my aunt who wakes up earlier than everyone else, and I get to have, like, a good talk with her before everyone else wakes up. This is, Laloon is like excited. She sees this moment. She's like, yes. I know your maker. He's a good, dear friend of mine. I am one of the cisterns. He was one of the cisterns.
Now, when you say maker, you mean Henrik?
Yes. His, I love that he started using that name. I knew him as something else, but that is, we all make up our own name and are allowed to have it at any time. She kind of like smiles. Ooh, she kind of like settles into her chair and sips her tea
not my
first.
maker exactly, but that's all right.
What do you mean? How did I know this?
We worked together for a long time. He taught me a great deal, but
After he created you, yes?
no, I don't. That's not what he told me. If that is the case, it's news to me.
I have not spoken with him about you. I have not spoken to him in many years, but I've kept the tabs that I could on what he has done. And the story is that he has made you. Is that not true?
Well, I made this body with the help of the great machine that, he made that, I think. But I was I lived inside of it. I don't think he made my consciousness. That's not how he explained it.
Well, I have not known Olephanticulus to lie once.
Olephanticulus.
Olephanticulus. She grins. I called him Ollie because his name is annoying.
It's a beautiful name. It's not. I wonder why he never used it.
He was known at the point where you probably came about him. Our assistant had quite the reputation for a while, and he had a debt to pay. So and his work was quite sought after. So,
Indeed. Do you know where he is now? Where he went? Why he left?
She looks at you and goes, "May I touch your face?"
You may.
She reaches up and like her tiny little gnome arm, and like she has to stand up, even though you're both sitting down. She's like stand up and reach up, and she like puts her hand up against your face, and she goes,
Sorry if it's cold.
"I felt much colder. Do you hurt with his absence?"
Yes.
You are a sweet child. Please do not take any disrespect. I know that I do not mean child as a negative thing. I care deeply for you, even though we have not met. All of you.
Thank you.
Because you all remind me of me and my friends, these cisterns. I can see them in all of you, and I think that it's just me. I think it's my own hang-ups, my own want to project their stories upon you, but...
it's my experience that most mortals do that.
Yes. It's comforting to us, you know? To believe that we could live like you, again, or without time. I've done it. I've gone to other planes of existence and expanded past what my normal natural age should be, and it's comforting to know that it's a possibility, but it's a distraction. I'm sure you will feel or find that in the way that you seek taste, that you are not unlike a mortal, if I may be so bold and forward to say.
I don't disagree.
And I think in the same way that you seek taste, even though it is unnatural for you, you will understand the life cycle. That, and I'm not being grim. It's important for you to know that, but maybe not. Maybe you can just hang and tell our stories, please. Don't forget me if you do. I've gone quite off the rails, she says, kind of like grabbing her tea and drinking it again. She goes, Oliphanticulus, that fellow, I am very smart. No one is like him. He can turn a toothpick into a fairy. And not with magic, just...
Oh, that old trick.
with mechanics. You've seen him do it?
I have.
It must have been a great pleasure to him for you to join him in his creation if he did not make you. You should know that.
It was certainly a pleasure for me. I learned so much from a stationary place where I was for I don't know how long.
He's still alive.
He's alive.
His heart is heavy, and he is laboring in a way that does not please him. But, he's alive.
Do you know where?
I don't. Because the Arcane know my tricks. And they will not let me see him with any of my magic. But he is indebted to them. And that dwarf, I tell you what, he pays his debts. He is an honorable dwarf. So...
The Arcane, you say? Do I know what that is?
Oh yeah. You can roll a history check with advantage.
26.
I know what they are.
I'm honestly, Jordan, that makes me happy. Like that Jordan knows what they are. That's straight up just sidebar.
They're very
I mean, I know a little bit, but
yeah, they are giants that are somewhere between sorcerers, elementals, and just like giants. Their origins are very otherworldly, kind of like near primordial. And as a craftsperson yourself, as someone who has lived even a brief time in the world, they are known throughout the space that you are in as being the creators of most spelljamming helms and just powerful business folk outside of that. And they are known for like dealing with all. They sell spelljamming helms to anyone who buys. So that is just kind of and the Arcane is more of a organization than anything else. There's like lots of like factors of them, but they're so we can say all the specifics of that, but they're an organization of these kind of like blue, mystical, magical, giant-esque beings that create things, that make magical items.
Yeah, they're like big, crazy space giants.
So he
casters.
left to pay his debt to the Arcane?
Willfully. On his own accord.
Why would he just leave? Why not say anything?
I would give anything to ask him. And at that moment, Talon busts the door and she's like, "Oh my god, I slept so well," she said. And she's like, "I used the bathroom in there." And Lillian's like, that's fine. And Talon sits down with you all and she's like, "So, like, what do we do? We need to know our next move. You know," and she kind of like looks at you, Kai, and Talon's like, "You know the future. What is our next move?" And grabs a tea, like, and pours herself some tea, like, kind of like without asking, and just immediately joining, like sitting at the table, like pulling up the chair.
I will serve her eggs, Moonboy.
Oh, holy shit!
Oh, yeah,
my god.
I ate some eggs, Moonboy.
And as Talon says that, the Moonboy
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
walks in, and when she's like, she knows the future, the Moonboy's like, she doesn't know the future. She knows lots of different futures. It's like knowing a friend who knows the future, right, Moon Girl?
God, but you still know what the right thing to do is, she says with a mouthful of eggs, Moonboy. And the Moon Girl kind of just like looks around, like drinking her tea. And she goes, I'll be right back. You discuss amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. And she kind of just like and walks away.
I have a bunch of questions.
I imagine you do, she says as she walks away.
What is she? All right. What are the
Moonboy,
big
eggs, Moonboy, for you.
Yes,
Here
absolutely.
you are.
He forgets all
For you-
questions.
For you, Klik, I made something else, because I know that you're not into derivative particles. Here is some, I call it I Can't Believe It's Not Elf Flesh. This is Fermaragnin Heritage Bulet Jowl Carpaccio with quantum wasabi, some crystal vine essence, and a hint of annihilated milk remnant.
Oh my god, I'm gonna take that piece of isolated audio and put it on my phone so that when I'm like having anxiety issues, I'm just gonna listen to you on a loop saying that phrase.
Very good.
Can't believe it's not elf flesh.
It's Elf with a PH. He's working on the branding.
Oh my
That's
god.
right.
Elf with a P.
Clicks like Click. Oh god, I can't even. Click's mandibles just like clack in like a gross way, where it's just like you haven't really.
Like when a
You
cat
it,
sees a
like-
bird, and you're like, yo,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have a lot of control over this.
That one, the one the cat's doing. And she kind of is embarrassed and tries to muffle the clicking with her translator, and then the translator is just like audible drooling, so she's like, ah, and takes it off.
Yeah. Oh my god, the translator just keeps going.
Just
I'm hungry.
God, it looks so
I
good.
want.
Oh, give me food.
It's just like. It's like Jordanized voice layered over each other.
Oh my god, give me food. I need it.
yes.
Serve that up. Would you like some more annihilated milk remnant with that?
As you say that, the moon girl comes back with a bouquet of flowers in her hand, and they're all. You can see there's like one of many different flowers, and she goes, "Soon, we will probably leave this place. And don't worry, I have a pocket full of seeds. I have worked hard to develop the ecosystems here, and I will continue to develop them other places." And she looks at you, Moonboy, like, "I have saved a lot of native floral seeds from our world. So
Right, I forgot what it's called too. It's fine.
please don't call me out. I have a lot of new words to memorize tonight.
Lunisteria, I think.
Lunasteria. I just don't want to say Lunestra because that is a pharmaceutical drug. Lunasteria.
Right.
Yeah. From Lunastera.
Lunesta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So all of these plants, they're from home.
Yes. She goes, there's the drone flower. It's kind of like, bees do not like it. The flowers are, in fact, attracted to bees. They grow in the direction of the closest hive when harvested. If you hold a bloom straight in your hand, it naturally leans toward the closest hive. Great for finding honey, she says, and hands it to you.
Interesting.
There's the dunce's foot, the fungi oot. It looks kind of like a chicken of the woods mushroom, if you're familiar. But its sap cycle is synced with the moon.
Interesting.
It's beautiful. It's a dark red sap seeps out. She's just like straight up bragging to you, and it's like clearly this is a moment where she has not had someone to talk to about something she's very passionate about, and she's just like handing off like. And here's Fury Rhododendron. It eases the growing pains as kids get older. It's you can see its hairy blue petals that shiver in the wind every once in a while, and it only comes out when the moon is out. Here's the Heartlock. We discussed that one earlier. Here's Helios Metaphora. It's magical on its own. It's plucked with a closed bloom, but if you give it time, it provides the beauty of the sun opening. Creates sunlight, this one. Very useful.
Interesting.
This one has like a short but like dark green stem to it. She's like, here's the moon shelf. I particularly love this one. It's a rare plant that blooms only at nighttime. You saw it last night. She gestures at you. And seeds are very potent, but in small doses it can be harvested for sleep and worry aids. She kind of like looks around at all of you if you're worrying. Here's Weeping Miris, can be used to identify bones. Very unique. And she like leans over and she's like, but this one's kind of sweet and sad. And she cracks it, and Moonboy, I would love to hear what it smells like to you. It's going to be a scent that is familiar to you and like comforting to you. So if you could tell me what it smells like. This is a flower that always smells like a fond memory.
It smells like rain falling on berries, strange berries. Yes.
When raindrops hit berries, they kind of spreads their scent into the world. That makes sense. Do you enjoy picking berries?
I would pick a berry. I'm not against it.
And it kind of has this like stalk that almost like looks like bamboo, but has these like pods on the edge of it. And she says, well, it only appears during the new moon, so enjoy. And she hands it over. And
what's it called?
It is called, hold on, I'm going to be 100% here. It's called, hold on. It's actually does not have a botanical name. It's called Lover's Plant.
Okay.
Yeah. It kind of has these like weeping bells like coming off from a hard stem.
Sure.
That have like bulbs to it that you crush and can smell it.
Sure.
And I made such a big deal about flowers because all of these were submitted by folks. I sent out a little.
Oh, I love that.
I sent out a little call for.
Oh,
that rules.
So, like people making magical flowers, and so I had some of my friends just straight up send me magical flowers.
These are
and so
incredible.
I could not help but.
I've
reel it
written them
off.
all down. So the Moonboy specifically would like to one by one take these and kind of commit their names to memory. You know, it seems weirdly important to him.
Yeah. I mean, it should, because like these are from his world, and I will say I will give you stats. They all have useful techniques to them. I just kind of ran down the list, but this is kind of an item drop, so I will send it to you later. Awesome. And so after showing off and handing off these flowers that she's very proud to give you, she looks around and kind of like cracks her neck, and she's like, "Okay, does anyone have any more questions, or should we just go to the astral plane now?"
Flute, here's your breakfast. I prepared for you this morning goose in human style. It is the flesh of a goose who loved exaggerating, prepared double human style, opal tuber conundrum, extrapolated with shallot, flake reed, and drac garlic confit.
Wow, K.A.I, you've outdone yourself. This smells amazing.
Please
great.
enjoy.
That's what they eat, huh?
Yeah,
You hold on to
today.
this one.
Today. And I've also made some treats. Everyone can take a treat. It lasts for 8 hours, and you can use a bonus action. You can eat it quickly, and you will gain temporary hit points.
Heck
Is this
yeah.
from your new feat?
Yes.
Cool.
The breakfast also gives us temporary hit points?
No, that was just sort of for flavor.
Arcane for nothing? Great.
Flavor, if you know what I mean.
The moon girl looks at all of you in the eyes individually and goes, "You hold on to this one," she says, kind of like pointing at K.A.I and looking at all of you. It's like, "You hold on to him."
Yes, we will. Are you? I guess I don't have any more questions. Are you? All
What
of my
about you,
questions
Talon?
involve why were you here? Why, if you could leave, why just didn't you?
Right? She was waiting for us, right?
I guess.
Yes. Sit down,
Because of
drink your tea.
prophecy.
These things must be discussed over tea. And she says, and like hands around the tea. She's like, they don't have abilities like his wonderful bakery hang on to him. But we must discuss. And she's like, yes. The reason I was here is truly because there are Meridian Track folks coming here to kill me because though I may not see the exact future, I have quite the powers of understanding and manipulation of the world, but I have very strict codes about how and why I should use them. In my life, I have done wrong with them, and I have done right with them, and I have developed a sense from that. So, and she starts speaking faster and faster. Like, she's kind of like, she has been in a very lax state so far, but in this breakfast moment, you can kind of like feel her getting like going and like just communicating with you at a different pace. And she's like, yes, and I see a lot of futures. I like know a lot of things, and I bet. It's like betting. It's like you have to hope that the outcome will equal something. And so I knew that if I stayed here, I mitigated the risk of causing harm in other places, and I have failed at that and succeeded at that. But what I knew for sure is that at one point the Moonboy would be here, and I would be able to share with him what he needed to know, and then I could continue on in my path, and you all could continue on in your path. So there are a few outcomes to this future that we are all next to in this moment, and Talon just cuts her off, and she's like, "Fucking tell us how to save the world!" And she goes,
I was going to ask about that next.
"I don't do that. I've tried to save a world and it didn't work. I don't predict those futures anymore."
You don't save worlds?
We gotta
No.
convince you to come out of retirement to teach the bobsled team one last time, huh?
I've never seen that movie.
Sorry.
I have.
Me too. Good.
But I mean,
but
Her and
it's
Talon
not-
are kind of just like staring off right now.
It's not just it's not Leloon. It's not just a world we're talking about saving. It's all of it.
all the worlds.
All the worlds.
Why? Why do you say that? She says, like, she's been so composed this whole time, and when she responds to you in this way, it truly seems like a nervous teenager, like, asking you this. She's like, Why? Why would you say that?
We don't choose the stakes. But
Because
we're
these
here.
What are the
this-
stakes? What do you mean?
Talon?
Talon's like, the fourth ring. There's an end date to this world. You're one of the cisterns. You're supposed to know. You know how to fix these things. You're the most powerful being. You split up because you were too powerful. And she slams her tea mug down, and it just shatters and breaks. And she's like, "You know nothing of the cisterns. You do not know how those sisters work. You do not know how our sisters work. You do not know. We have saved worlds. We have failed worlds. This is not how it goes." And she slams her hand down.
So because you have failed before, you do not try again?
No, I learned from my mistakes. She says, like,
Doesn't sound like you do.
cleaning up her cup.
It sounds like you run from them.
Well, you know a lot.
Sounds
don't
like you
Clint?
fear making another mistake.
It's rich from one who has spent a lot of time running from her own mistakes.
I was banished from my mistakes.
Did you? Did anyone tell you you have to leave? I mean, that's not Harlan DM. That is just Loon saying that. So
Yes. You're not allowed to make mistakes where I come from.
well, I envy your clear lines. I envy your rules because many people ask me to save a world after I've killed worlds.
Well, if you've destroyed whole worlds, don't you owe it to the other ones to preserve them?
I don't
To
know.
have the ability and to choose not to use it because you're afraid is selfish, and you're blessed with gifts and importance, and we need you. And yes,
Yeah. We need you.
Okay. Well, I also need you. She says, kind of like with this broken teacup finally kind of like cleaned up, and she's been like fiddling with the broken pieces of it and finally has gotten it all together and doesn't have anything else to do with it. And so she like looks up at you and she's like, I also need you. I saw a world where the Meridian Tract got here before you all got here. Because of the decisions you all made, that world does not exist for me currently right now. And I'm alive. And so you're right. I'm inspired by your bravery. I'm inspired by your risk that you took to beat them here and to save my life. You put your lives on the line. And I've asked many things of many people in my time, and my years are coming to an end. But I feel like at the end here, I do have two things to ask of you. Well, three really. First of all, someone owes me money. And it would be nice if you could help me claim that money back.
All right.
The second of all is that the Meridian Tract is going to be here, and she looks at her wrist that does not have a watch on it, and she goes, about an hour and a half. One of them, the person who is their lead assassin, the one who has made many people go away, not by magic but by blade, is due here, and I'm going to stay and fight them. If you all wish to not, I understand, but it is not a moment of easy maneuvers. They would not send anything but their strongest to topple me. So there is a way I can get you all out of here. No risk to your life. You all can continue on. We can shake hands. I will give you any answers you need, and then we will do business in another life. But as an ask, I would be willing to make of you all, though it is a hard one, an embarrassing one almost. And the third is that if I survive, you let me go for a bit. You let me do my own thing, and I have a hard conversation to have. But I will see you again. So that's the order of events. You can let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and get some nice fresh fruit from the garden. Nothing as good as your buddy here, but he's quite the cook. So you all can discuss it, and I'll be back in a bit. She says, kind of like throwing all that heavy, serious stuff out, and then like trying to awkwardly walk away.
Something dawns on me, and I follow her out. I kind of like bang out the door. I'm like,
Oh, we left a group of Kuatoa fish people up in one of the rooms up there. I don't suppose you can tell what happened to them?
Yes, I'll need a bowl of water, but I can. You want me to tell them something? That's much easier.
Well, I told them to come after us if we didn't come back in an hour, and I kind of feel responsible for them.
Yeah, sure.
And then we went to bed with a naga outside. Oh, it's going to be all gefilte fish out there.
Oh no!
Oh man,
y'all
if you
bring
think
her
that you think this
bowl
is
of
a
water?
surprise to me, it's not. I had like
Oh,
marked this
I
on
don't
the
think
days.
it's a surprise to you.
Yeah, if you pull up a bowl of water, you see her like cast a spell over it. Like if you like kind of like run and get it and come back, she's like waiting patiently, the moon hovering her head, and Jeffrey, the moon, just kind of like leans down into it, and you just see this like white glimmer on top of it, and you see, oh boy, you see, about 7 to 10 fish from what your vision is in this moment, giving the Naga the best fight they got. You see this big spiritual sword. There's like this like glowing sword like crashing down upon it. You see the Naga just like spit acid on one of them, and its body just decays.
No!
And they're holding on as hard as they can.
Is this happening right now?
Yes.
Well, we have to go help them.
We just fought that thing.
Is that an option?
Windrider.
Come on, we defeated it once.
We can go decay it, yes. I will tell you, you have about an hour and a half until the Meridian Track comes in, but absolutely, we can go save them.
Take us an hour to
Are
take
they,
us,
if we,
Do you want me to just
20
open the
seconds.
door so they can run in? I can just open the door so they can run in.
I have a question. If we defeat the Naga, will the Meridian Tract have to fight the Naga?
She says, wait, hold on. I need to slow down here. No.
It's an
Naga
expensive
not take-
crowd of fish
She
people
can't-
fighting the Naga.
yeah.
There's no time.
Does the Naga not take 7 days to re-Naga?
no, she said this
No.
is the special
Yeah.
one that as
Instant.
soon as the door
Oh.
closes, it comes
Fast
back.
Naga.
Yeah.
I see.
Fast Naga.
It's an Insta-Naga.
It's
Naga.
an instant Naga.
There is
like you put a-
how.
The
There's
little
howling of
sponges
the
you put
room.
in the bathtub.
Yes, exactly. There's howling of the room that is connected to the key of the door. She also cannot just open the door. I was trying to be funny, and then I was like, wait, that would fuck up the mechanics of a lot of this. She
Oh,
can't
so
just
we
simply open the door. Yeah.
So we can't help them.
Can we open the door?
Yes, but she will have to use a spell slot to do it. So that is your choice as a player if you want her to burn a spell slot, but she
Come
can't.
on, it'll take a minute.
I'm with you. I'm
They-
with you, Windrider.
They helped us figure out the secret.
Or
things.
can we open the door and they run out and we close the door?
That's,
Andrew, just roll a d20 right now in this moment.
Nat 20.
Oh!
Are you serious?
Yeah.
you are the sinker.
The sinker!
Divine intervention.
Incredible.
We don't know
What
what
the
we don't know what the result table was.
Truly.
Natural 20 always good.
As you're discussing
need
this,
this.
as you're discussing this, in the bowl, like there, it's only vision, but you can almost like audibly hear them all yelling in unison, "The sinker!" And like one of them like jumps up like just in the midair and like slams a spear into it, and another get under its belly, and they're just like jabbing spears up beneath it.
Incredible.
And the Naga just goes down, and you see that there's a couple of them like in the corner casting spells, and with that they take the token and they grab it and they look at one of Dupa, who's still in his robes, goes up and grabs it and holds it above his head, and he says, "The Moonboy guides the way of the sinker. We shall pick the moon!" And they all go, "The sinker! The moon!" And they walk over to the door and press it, and they just like standing there, they just all see you, and then like the door opens and there's 12 of them that walk. Because you got a natural 20, I will give I will save 5 of their lives.
Honestly, they did better than we did.
Yeah.
I was gonna
With
say,
that.
I was like, I feel less good about our victory against this ancient celestial basement
Act like I
Naga.
didn't
that
totally
15 fish can do it with a.
Listen, 15
well,
15
got
fish
that
with,
fish
with
magic.
the inspiration of us and the sinker.
That's true.
Hello,
That's
fish
true. With
people.
the
I have
faith
prepared an aperitif for you. This is a dish I like to call kobold in tuxedo. It is hyper-accelerated sweet offals and Rakchum jardinera dumpling, double-rank friendship curry emulsion, pickled stone fruits, and a hag fungus gastrique.
Good God.
That's amazing.
as you say that to one of them, they all form a line behind that one, and holding their spear and covered in their compatriots' guts that have been eaten and like decayed by the Naga. They line up in front of you, and each one of them walks up to you and bows first, and then takes it, and by just opening their fish mouth.
This is his body.
And I went to 12 years of Catholic school. I earned this moment. And,
Fish Christ.
and each one of them, after
Take your
talking to you
fish
guys,
communion.
goes over and kneels in front of you, Flute. Just like until all 13 or 12 of them that are left.
Is Hoot alive or did he get killed?
No, he's absolutely alive. And he looks at you. He's the last one to take it, and he just makes direct eye contact with you, and he shakes his head a little bit.
Oh,
Opens his mouth,
God.
takes it, and then goes down, just straight up eye contact, kneels down, and does not break it. Both of his eyes, like weird. All of the other fish eyes are looking to the side, and his are both like pushed to the forward, looking at you and just shaking his fish head.
Say something.
Yeah.
Bless them or something.
No, get up, get up. Hoot.
Oh,
Hoot figured
right,
it
not
out.
a god.
They all jump up.
You figured it out?
you can
The
make a
riddles, the lever?
Army of fish paladins inspired
Well
by
done.
your glory, Windrider.
Sorry about your friends.
Dupa walks to the front and says, "They died so that we may sink." And the whole crowd goes, "The sinker!" And Moon Girl leans over to you, Moonboy, and is like, are we good here?
Yes, it's fine. It's kind of a burgeoning religion.
They could help us fight the Meridian Tract.
Yes, they're on our side.
You know that they should not be able to do that, right? There's some sort of power that they have as a
Yep.
group this is disturbing.
Yeah, that's kind of why we're like keeping them around. They've got sort of a brain twins thing happening. When they all get together, they can kind of summon big.
What happens if they don't like you eventually?
Well, let's hope
We'll figure that out. It's happened before.
we don't have to.
They'll go through a portal. They'll be released onto the universe. A terrible
Yeah,
danger, the likes of which we never imagined. It will be fine.
Yes, we'll
Oh, yeah.
flush. We'll flush them down the toilet, and then it's Universe C's problem.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I've seen a lot of people solve problems by stuffing them through portals, and it's never turned out well. But as long as you guys don't
Yeah.
do that, we're fine. So she
Right,
says,
well,
yeah.
Yes. Well, this menu was originally supposed to be for the crew of the Dinger, so the final dish is Crag Hungus, traditional Goliath battle wedding loaf, which is a dryad squash stuffed with acornlings, small fishes, incubus rind, and diaclove. And also for relic, buttered noodles.
Buttered noodles for relic.
It's basic.
I'm like so jealous.
Oh, I would have.
Oh, God, I love buttered noodles.
The kids menu choice.
Dire cloves? Are you kidding me?
I love it.
I've been sitting on this for months.
It's very good.
Waiting.
Crag
Take the chef
Hungus.
Can the butter noodles and like this last dish just be delivered by this rusty furniture that is now here? Like,
Oh,
or, like,
absolutely.
you've like prepared it with them. They're like, it's bringing it out, and the fish eat it ravenously, and the moon girl's like, well, what's your call? I can't bring them with us, but there's someone who owes me money on the astral plane that I could take you all with me. If you want to solve that problem later, we can solve it in a couple months. But
I'm totally into doing that.
I
but
think,
What can
I
you
think
tell us
I'm-
about this assassin who's coming?
oh, he's probably going to kill at least one of us.
But what? Do
I'm
you have
not
any other
afraid.
details?
Yes.
Does he use magic? A sword?
No, his name is Malication. He has a sword. He has darts. He has a bow. I'm not sure what. He likes to change his weapon up so that it's a surprise. He's probably has one of the highest body counts of any living mortal in this realm. He kills politically important people.
Now-
he enjoys killing people. He's an elf.
if we leave now, you won't come with us.
No, I'll come.
Okay, maybe.
I
Well,
thought you
we
said
could
you had to
just
stay to fight him.
No, we could teleport away.
we could run from him. Would he just keep chasing us? Is that an issue?
Yes, but he also has something that I want.
Does he know that we're here?
Yes. He knew that you were coming. He knows that you killed Ventress. He is the one who is kind of triggered to come kill me if Ventress was died. Ventress kept me alive because
We could lay an ambush for him here.
Bet he knows we're here. I'll tell you one thing. I'm tired of running from these dipwads.
I like the idea of setting an ambush.
I like the idea of it too, Kai.
I don't want
very much.
I don't want to run.
Plus, it would deal a blow to the Meridian Tract.
We make a
true.
stand then.
you've all have killed one of
Seem-
their four marshals of sorts, and another one down would leave them quite quaking in their boots. And she like grins her old lady grin in this moment.
I'm not afraid to
Setting-
die. And I'm not afraid to kill.
Setting a trap for the Meridian Tract within the Meridian Tract hole in the ground doesn't feel like a tactful plan. Do you know something about this place that they don't?
It's true for the Naga room. It's true for the entryway. It's not true for this room. This room is mine. Interest could never take it away from me if he tried.
That's good.
Come on, Klik.
Well,
I will say,
I'm worried about the dinger, but
I'm
There's
worried
nothing we
about the
can
Dinger
do.
as well.
there's nothing we
But
can do to get there. So
If we go and save the Dinger and then this assassin tracks us there, then what?
It kills us on the
Then
ship.
they're all in danger.
We kill them here, then we go take Goliath and knows what he's doing. He's been out there for
We must go to
Yes.
Goliath and the Dinger immediately after this. Can we do that, Laloon? Can you help us do that? We will help you, but you need to help us.
I can teleport you to Farchild. I have runes for that. It would be a risk for me to divine a moment. Well, I mean, I know where they are. But it would be a risk for me to teleport you all there. With it's sort of your call. I can give you a head start on all of this. I can get you all there as fast as you can. I am going to kill this guy. This is me. This is my heart. I've spent a long time fighting for many things. I'm going to kill this guy.
So
Yeah,
we have an hour and a half to prepare. And then
Well, like an hour and 15 now, but yes.
Okay, so then we have an hour and 15, and then in an hour and a half, we go save the Dinger.
Yeah.
Will
sounds
the
good.
Naga attack him when he comes down?
No, because he's a fucking Ventress supporter.
Nice.
He always got a button.
He's got one of those
Yeah,
hands.
a
Truly.
sign in his front yard.
No, it's a deal with a goddamn god, she says, like, yelling. Like, she's just, like, again, like, slipping into, like, swearing, cussing grandma, where she's like, no, they've got this stupid deal worked out. It's annoying as shit.
They've got a deal. They've got a Wait, hang on. What was
What
that?
god?
The Meridian Tract has a god in their pocket?
Yes, wait, I'm confused. And Talon's like, God damn it. And she looks, and Talon walks over and gets right up in the Moon Girl's face. And she's like, stop surprising us with things. You know the future, and the world depends. And she's like, I do not know the future. She's like, you do. And they just start kind of like yelling at each other for a moment. And
She's a real Larry David, this Talon. In a shouting match with everyone.
and
Does this room have any exit other than that door that we came through?
I can teleport you out of here. It will cause problems. It's hard to do, but yes.
But I mean, there's no way out except teleporting.
No, there's no door. There's no other door.
Can this Mallocation teleport?
The what? Wait, what do you want? Oh, yeah. You know, you can't teleport into this room. No, you cannot.
Would he be able to
loon-
teleport
What's-
out if we trapped him in?
No, probably not.
What if we went out outside of this
Oh,
room?
what a good room.
And hid in
What a
one of the
good
other
idea that
rooms.
is.
And when he comes in, he's trapped inside.
Truly, that would work.
What's behind the other 3 doors?
Roll an insight check real quick.
Insight check. Something clicks so bad at. I think this is an 8.
Say again. An 8?
Oh wait, hang on. Hang on. Where's my? I've got a thing. I'm gonna spend 1 charge of the Omnipathy engine to get advantage on this insight check. And then I can add my proficiency modifier.
I love it. I love it so
Omnipathy
much.
engine.
So we're gonna. So the pistons in the back of my head were and click size adjust a little bit.
The coolest invention.
Yeah. And where the
Yeah.
hell did
Kai's
the things
machine
go?
that he has built is wrapped around.
Yeah,
He just kind of
Klai,
like
and
starts
it's-
to.
Yeah, like
kick
a
off.
silver little like a steam train is the kind of energy I'm thinking. Okay, so we're gonna do. So we're gonna roll again. Oh,
Inside.
So I get my proficiency bonus, so it's a 16.
Oh boy, she rolled a 17. I'm sorry.
Well, that's as good as she's got.
That was a beautiful moment that you earned and did not get because dice are cruel.
Yeah.
And yeah, she looks at you and says, nothing. They're empty.
Sure. I mean, I know nothing beyond that.
Yeah.
So, other than I know there's not a thing with a language behind them.
But
Within
the goal
30
is
feet.
not to.
It's true.
The goal is not to trap him here. It's to kill him, right? Because someone could free him if he's trapped.
Well, listen. Maybe
Well, if you
we
want
could-
to see a man about money first, we can do that. Yeah. Sorry.
There's many ways we could do this, but I think as long as we all agree, we're going to stay and kill this guy. I think that's a place to start.
I would prefer that.
Yeah, it's a good point. He'd probably get out pretty quick.
There will be people who the Meridian Tract's marshals know where this
Yeah.
place is, and
Trapping a member of the tract within a prison of the tract isn't much of a trap.
We have the upper hand. He doesn't know that we do, but by knowing that he knows that we know, we can manipulate what he knows, you know?
And we have the flowers.
And we have the flowers.
when you say that, all of them kind of like raise up a little bit, and Lillian's like, "Not yet, not yet, soon."
They all
soon,
start to
soon."
sing just a little bit, and it
Yeah.
clambers
We
down.
have the flowers, and we have each other.
And we also...
Toa.
I'm going
We
to
also-
pull out Klik's tchotchke and give it back to her.
Well, suppose we'll give it another go, huh?
Might as well.
She'll hang it back from her belt where it was before. Thanks for hanging on to it.
No problem.
Quick, can you roll an Arcana check real quick?
Yeah. Better than
Guidance. Do so with guidance.
You're gonna add +5 to it.
Oh.
It's going to be long.
good. Well, we're starting at a critical fail, so
Cool.
All right, well.
Never mind.
I can add quite a few things to it. I think.
Don't worry about it. So kind of like in this moment of you all discussing this, and the loon, you know, you've had this weird breakfast. Talon's been acting like kind of like weird about all this shit. You can still see that she's a bit sulky. This moon girl, the loon, is not what you expected, but she is still like kind of like giving off many secrets and insights, and is hopefully comforting in some ways. And she looks at you all and is like, I'm gonna be real. If you all did not make it here at the time that you did, I know that the future that I held was that I would have died. And instead we get to fight together. And I feel a duty, because I have fought in fights that people I love and at least respected have died next to me. And I would like to say, I am not worth this. I hold nothing that you do not already hold within yourself. Secrets that you can find in the world in many ways if more time shows up. I have no doubt that the future of this world is safe in your hands, but the Meridian Tract is a force that is bent on making the world be what it wills. And you could die here if you stay. And if you have an issue with that,
coming down.
yes, it's clear to me that you all are committed, but I feel a duty to tell you, if you stay, you could die. And it is okay if you leave.
I mean, you're sort of doing that thing where, like, you're like, will you help me? And we're like, yes. And you're like, okay, now that you've said yes, you should know. Which is, like, sort of toxic. So, we're helping. We
Wow,
already said we
judging
would
an
help.
old... I'm from a different generation.
This level at K.A.I's really woke.
Just saying. I'm just saying. It's not totally fair.
Well,
We will help
Just-
you. Unless
No,
everybody else wants to bow out now that you've said that we might die, which is scary.
you just know you can leave at any time. I don't know. She starts to get distressed, and the flowers start to.
Oh,
limp
I'm
a little
sorry.
bit,
Here,
and
have a crumpet.
She floats off the ground a little bit as she's eating it.
We could have died any number of times just coming down here to save you.
Yeah, just getting here.
Yeah,
I almost
we
got
could
turned
have.
into stone by a door.
We could have died for breakfast. Yeah,
That's
you
true.
heard
Those,
me.
those pickles are very sour.
Speaking of breakfast, in preparation for this fight, can I make some all-sauce?
Absolutely, she says, and she's like, quite the kitchen.
Cool.
Is that Olive?
Far
Yeah, it's Olive.
out.
She wants to come in.
Do you,
I don't know
Sorry.
how she got upstairs. Sorry.
does
She's
this
crying.
Mallocation have any weaknesses that you know of?
Yes, just stab him in the heart and he dies.
I have that same weakness.
Usual one.
That's helpful.
No, roll a history check real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Ugh. 5.
Yeah, she's like, he is a warrior who is constantly changing his tactics, which is how a warrior of his stature survives. So he will be coming with a crew. He likes to murder his crew every once in a while so that he has, none of his secrets are shared, and he has actually access to a whole new group of terrible weapons. So, I'm not much help, she says, but I do have a couple of tricks up my sleeve. Jeffrey! And Jeffrey, like, pops out of her robe and is, like, starts orbiting in her head again, and she winks and, like, I have a couple tricks.
You can fight, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we sort of figured, but
Just
it's
making
good to
sure.
ask.
I've spent over
Definitely a
300
good move
years
asking.
doing it, so.
Yeah, just making sure.
I wanna
Seems like a
talk
fair
to-
thing your DM would maybe take out of the situation, but yes, I have a stat block that I am willing to put forward to the very dangerous
Can
situation that you
I,
might enter.
Okay.
can I take a few minutes to chat with Hoot about this Kuatoa magic?
Yep,
Or would
absolutely.
you rather save that for next sesh?
No, I think this will be the last thing as you kind of like huddle up as like the whole crew here is like, you know, the Moon Girl's pitch was not good here. Little Moon's pitch was not good. Like that, I think there was like an intentional characterization of like she is scattered. She's living in a couple different worlds in her mind, and but if you feel good about staying here with her to kind of like get her to the next step where she needs to go, then we're gonna kind of like cut to the zoom out. You all making a plan, which we will start with next time. But I do like part of
montage.
yes, absolutely. So, but I do like a part of that zoom out that we kind of like zoom into on Flute huddling up with the Kuatoa and what's or maybe not the whole group, but just at least Hoot.
Hoot. Yeah, like,
The doubtful, the one like the fish folk who is like all of the other ones just like ravenously love you, and Hoot is the only like moody teen who does not believe in you.
yeah, I'll pull Hoot aside and like,
How does that magic work that you all use? Does it require a group, or can you each do it?
I've seen them get like this. Oh, I automatically went into Moon Girl's voice because I've been doing it all night. Sorry. He's like, I've seen them get excited about a couple different leaders, and it's all the same. It doesn't matter, you know. It doesn't matter who they're following, as long as they're following someone. As long as their hype is built up, and they can create, you know, spells together.
But you can't do it by yourself?
I got no magic powers. I'm not a cleric.
But how many of you need to be in a group to do the magic?
I don't know. You want to kill half of us to find out? He says, just like being a total shithead.
Look, Hoot, I'm trying to deal with you because you seem like you've got the best head on your shoulders, but if I have to, I'll...
Roll a persuasion check. Roll a persuasion
talk
check
to
to try and
Dupa.
flatter him in this moment. I want you to try to be a cool dad with this roll.
Let's see.
well, I did poorly. 7.
Oh,
He's like, why? So we can just run in and kill someone for you? So we can just like...
All right, never mind, Hoot. Why don't you go smoke a cigarette?
Yeah.
Dupa, come here.
Dupa walks over to you. This, yes. And there's like a flutter amongst the school of fish folk. And Dupa walks up to you very ceremoniously in his robes and he's like, yes, the sinker. How may I be of service?
I was impressed by that magic that you use, and I was wondering how many of you need to be together to use that magic.
Well, Father, we,
No. Windrider.
Yes. The one who rides the wind. Absolutely.
Right.
We need at least, the more of us, the higher we can go.
And what sort of spells can you cast?
We do
Magic
not cast
weapons?
spells. We simply believe in you. You can roll an Arcana check.
Okay, not great. 13.
13? Man, you're rolling like shit tonight, Andrew. What's up? I'm sorry.
I got the nat 20 when I had to save some fish boys.
It's
That's
true. You do
right.
have... Yeah,
Yep.
you literally saved lives with your roll to
Other
tonight,
than
so.
that,
Yeah, okay. They can cast up to 5th level spell slot if they believe in you. And I think I'm gonna leave it at that with your roll.
great.
Can you heal people? It seems like you can get the answer to riddles. You can make weapons.
We'll do anything for you. If you wish us to heal someone, we will do it for you. We can make that happen. He says and bows.
Right. All right.
And yeah, I think like the meta of this is that it will have to kind of be in the moment. Flute has to kind of inspire the crew here in order to. It is unstable what they can do for you.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Dupa by the shoulders and give him a firm grip and be like,
Dupa, it doesn't really matter what you believe in me. What matters is that I believe in you.
Wisdom, he says, and then yells out, "The sinker!" And the whole crew behind him goes, "The sinker!" And you can have advantage on your first check to try and get them to do something for you. Because of this.
Great.
I think with that, with the whole crew yelling out, it's kind of like the camera zoom out of them yelling the sinker, and all of you all are like making plans here and there. And that's it. We're gonna call it for the evening here, as you're about like 45 minutes to an hour out in game time of this.
Bad customer.
Yeah, this Meridian Tract Assassins rolling up.
Ooh, baby.
Tough customers, y'all. Oh boy. Bring your
I will
game
say-
face.
Oh boy.
I feel like I need to say this, that like you all truly earned any information you got out of the Moon Girl, because I like the fact that you put so much on the line to beat the Meridian Tract there just changed the campaign, and I just feel like that needs to shout out. I need to shout you all out for that, because that was beautiful and great.
Well, shit. Let's shout you out for that incredible session of
that
D&D.
incredible
So good.
session. Harlan Kelly, everybody.
That was the
Harlan
best.
Baby.
with those flashpoints. What?
Thank you.
The Moonboy is potentially a wicked politician of sorts. Flute has a darkness within him. Klik's back out of retirement, taking up that tchotchke again. And K.A.I is developing never before dreamed of foods with
Dire cloves.
dire cloves and various atoms smashed to make them happen. Annihilated milk remnants. Come on.
I've been
that
sitting
list
on
of
that
things.
list for so long.
So we
It's
can eat
so
the
good.
treats as a bonus action to get 3 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Yes. We're about to do all sauce, though, as a preparation.
Come over. We're doing all sauce.
Yeah.
Whew, boy, that one
Oh
took
my
it out of me.
gosh.
That one took it out of me.
It's incredible.
I feel like a harder combat sessions are easier than that. That was a
Yeah.
fun one. We got so far. Thank
was
you,
amazing.
everybody,
Been
for
an old
hanging out with
lady
us.
all
Thank
night.
you for watching.
Oh boy,
Deep
I
sash.
have thought about Laloon for months. I have not been more
Now
nervous
she's
about a D&D
here.
session in so long because I love her so much. So, but that
Totally
all
same.
felt so great. So, yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for Big Top for being our sponsor. Big Top. Big Top lets us have the amazing Jason Wardell, who does the fantastic soundtrack and had to run to take care of his sad baby right at the end there, but still amazing. And
All those
then,
moon tunes? Come on.
So good, dude.
shout out to Case Drury,
Ooh, Tiger.
doing the things. Yeah.
Don't forget, Beef Seeker. We love you.
We love you, the viewer, most of all.
Take us out, Case.
Wait, hold on. Just a real quick.
Damn it.
Bring us in, please.
They lack the power.
I just want to say.
You tried to lift the hammer.
I just want to send a real quick. I can't not do it. I want to send a real big thank you out to Catherine, the florist from the Black Lagoon, Suna the monk, the Night Gardener, Myrtle, Jason Wardell, Reuben, Watson. So many people just sent us these really fun flowers that I want to put out in the world. We're going to see the magical effects of later, but it was just
I
like
love
really
that
super
so
cool.
much.
That's so fun.
Yeah. To
Can't wait to
That's
see
a
some
good
in
idea.
action.
I've populated magical gardens before, and it's not as fun if it's not your friends doing it. So
Very
it was
cool.
very cool to see. So that's it.
Excellent
That's all I got.
gardening.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, everybody.
All
right,
right,
See you next
everybody.
time. when
Aaron,
we all die.
do you want to do the power again? Do the power.
No.
Do the power.
All right, Beef Seeker. Goodbye.
I see you.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.